All right, guys. Hello, everyone. Today's lesson is about converting from standard form to vertex form and from vertex form to standard form. So when you see V to S, we're going from vertex to standard. When you see S to V, we're going from standard to vertex. So on the first one, it's just a matter of simplifying this expression. So first thing you do is expand x minus 2 squared. X minus 2 squared means x minus 2 times x minus 2. Now there's two things to bring down. You have plus 5 at the end, and you have a 3 that's supposed to get multiplied to those parentheses. So the first thing you do is what I taught you already is distribute one binomial to the other binomial. So x times x is x to the second power. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. Now we distribute the negative 2. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Now don't bring down that 5 next to it yet until you put the parentheses so you don't make a mistake. Before I add the 5 into the mix, I have to distribute the 3. So if I distribute the 3, I end up with 3x squared minus 6x minus 6x plus 12. Now we can bring down the plus 5. Now all we have to do is collect like terms, and we have this equation in standard form. So the like terms are negative 6x and negative 6x, which end up giving you negative 12x when put together. And then 12 plus 5 is positive 17. So this is that original equation, but written in standard form. Make sure you copy down all the work. We're going to practice some more on the next page, but I'll give you a minute to copy this down. All right, well, now on the next section, on the right side here, we're going to convert it from standard form to vertex form. This is going to require a little more work than we had over there. It's not difficult, and you've seen it before because I showed you on the quadratic vocabulary lesson. So, first thing you want to do is find the vertex. When it's standard form, to find the vertex, first you have to find h, then you plug in what h is for x, and that gives you the value of k. So first of all, to find h, it's negative b divided by 2a. So over here, a is 1, b is negative 8. So those are the numbers I'm going to plug in where b and a are. Negative, b is negative 8, so it's going to be two negatives next to each other. And on the bottom, we have 2 times positive 1, because a is positive 1. Now, if I divide that, it ends up giving me positive 4. So my vertex is 4 comma something. That something is the k value. And in order to get the k value, you just plug in the 4 for x in the equation. So here we have 1 times 4 to the second power minus 8 times 4 minus 9. Now we solve that, and that'll be my minimum or maximum, my k value. So exponent first. 4 to the second power is 16 times 1 is 16. Negative 8 times 4 is negative 32. Now bring down your minus 9. Now 16 minus 32 is negative 16. Minus 9 is negative 25. Now that you have the vertex, you write down the vertex form a parentheses x minus h squared plus k. You write this down and you replace this number with h, this number with k, and the only other variable there is a, which is the leading coefficient here of 1. So a is 1. Wherever h is, we're going to plug in positive 4. And the last number is minus 25 because that is k. There we converted this equation from standard form to vertex form. I'll give you a minute to copy. Go ahead. All right, let's move on to the next page. So on the next page, I just put 4 examples. So what I'm going to do is do the first 2 examples with you and leave these next 2 for you to try on your own later on watching the video. Same thing is going to happen on the next page. On the next page, we're going to go from standard to vertex form. I'm going to do the first 2, let you do the last 2 as practice questions. So on this full page, these are in vertex form. So we're obviously going from vertex to standard. First thing you do is expand x minus 2 to x minus 2 times x minus 2 because the square means whatever's here multiplied by itself. Now in this case, there's plus 3 at the end, but there's no number here. So there's no need to put a number out here because it's going to be a 1. Now we distribute. We get x squared minus 2x minus 2x plus 4. That's what you get when you distribute both terms to the other parentheses. Now we collect like terms in the middle. Negative 4x, bring down your positive 4, your x squared. Now it's time to bring down the positive 3. Last thing to do is collect those 2 like terms. So we end up with x squared minus 4x plus 7. I'm going to go ahead and start the next one already. You can always pause this video, play it as many times as you want. So we're going to expand x plus 1 squared to x plus 1 times x plus 1. Bring down your minus 3 at the end. Now we distribute. We get x squared plus 1x plus 1x plus 1. Now we can combine like terms here and here, and we end up with our final equation in standard form. X squared plus 2x minus 2. I'll give you a minute to copy that. It's the same thing we did on the previous page, but you have 2 more examples. You're going to follow those same steps on 3 and 4, except here you have a negative 1, and here you have a half. So make sure at this point you don't bring down the last number until you've done that multiplication. Go ahead and take a minute to copy, and we'll do the last 2 examples on the next page. All right, let's move on to the next page and the last 2 examples. So we already did some of these, so I'll go a little quicker with these 2 examples. First thing you want to do is find the vertex. How do you find the vertex? First you find h, then you find k. To find h, you just do negative b over 2 times a. So negative 16 divided by positive 2 is negative 8. Now we plug in negative 8 for x in the equation in order to find the value of k, which is your minimum or maximum. So negative 8 to the second power is positive 64. 16 times negative 8 is 128. Negative 128 plus 71. Now we collect these like terms. 64 minus 128 is negative 64 plus 71 equals 7. Now that we have the vertex, we're ready to set it up. A parentheses x minus h squared plus k. We're replacing a with 1, which we don't have to write. We're replacing h with negative 8. But what happens when you put negative 8 next to another minus sign? It becomes plus 8. So now we have the final answer. X plus 8 squared plus 7. That number just comes down to the end because the k value does not change signs. Go ahead and copy it. I'll give you one more minute to copy this before the last example. All right, the next example, number 2, same thing. Negative b over 2 times a. So that's negative negative 2 becomes positive 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we know h equals 1. Now we plug in the 1 here. 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 5. 1 to the second power is 1. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Now we just have to combine these like terms, and it equals negative 6. So my vertex is 1 comma negative 6. So now we write vertex form, which is a parentheses x minus h squared plus k. And you just replace a, h, and k. A is 1, so I don't have to write it. H is positive 1, and k is negative 6. So my final equation in vertex form is x minus 1 squared minus 6. At the beginning, you just put y equals on everything because y is always the result from whatever work you're doing.